Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of the Hare Krishna Project podcast. This is episode number 184. Yes, 184. We are just 16 episodes away from our 200th episode. Do not forget, if you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button so you can be kept updated about future podcasts and video productions from the Hare Krishna Project. Or if you're watching this on Facebook and you haven't already, please like or follow the Hare Krishna Project Facebook page. Those are the two places, the two platforms that you can watch this podcast. And also, particularly if you follow us on Facebook, you'll see that the Hare Krishna Project team also do other things as well. We distribute books. We organize Hare Krishna festivals and kirtans. We travel a lot. And we're part of the League of Devotees network, which keeps us all very, very busy. And also, I just want to say, because I haven't said it for a while, I am very appreciative of our ever-growing global audience. We've been going now for 4.5 years, and I'm genuinely grateful to each and every one of you for tuning in to hopefully not listen to me, but to listen to our guest or our guests. And I believe, I haven't gone through the archives because I haven't had time today to do it, but I believe today is another first. Because for the first time ever, I'm interviewing a devotee in Finland. Uh, I've also never been to Finland. I've been to other parts of the north of Europe, but not Finland. I'm absolutely delighted to welcome our guest this week. It's Guna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nathan, Hare Krishna, everyone.
It's great to have you with us. Yes, I've literally just thought that through in my head. I don't think I've ever interviewed anyone in Finland before. So even though Finland isn't that far away from the UK, where I'm right now, so it's a first. We're traveling around the world virtually. And Guna, you and I have been in touch for well over a year. The joys of social media is you can communicate with people really easily, even if they are in Finland. And and yeah, okay. So today is also a special episode because we're broadcasting this, we're publishing this podcast on the auspicious occasion of celebrating the Vyasa Puja, or the appearance day of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And that will become apparent as to why a bit later on. But this is definitely a special edition dedicated to him, one of our amazing acharyas. Okay, so Guna, the first question, it's the first question that every guest gets just to warm them up. That's if you need warming up, that is. Please tell us a little bit about you and where you are from.
So, yeah, I am living in Finland. Yeah, Finland is like at the edge of the world. That's why maybe you never managed. But I am originally from Latvia. I have been living in Finland for a few years already. And yeah, Guna is my Latvian name. And so, what exactly about myself I needed to tell?
I find this question fascinating, even though it comes across as an easy question, because some people want to tell me everything about their life and what they did before they met the devotees. And for other people, it's like there's no life before Krishna consciousness. What I find interesting, and we had a chat about this before I hit the record button, is that Guna is your name, but it's your birth name, isn't it? I thought it was a name that a guru had given you in that formal sense, but actually it's not. So tell us a bit about your name, Guna, and the kind of roots of it according to your tradition, your language.
Yeah, the Latvian and Lithuanian languages are the only two languages left from the European languages which are not Slavic languages or Scandinavian languages. The only connection is with the Sanskrit, and there are a lot of similarities in our mythology with the devotees and the worship and rituals other people who did the rituals in Latvian language are called brahmanas, and we have many girl names which are exactly like coming from Sanskrit. And yeah, my mother Olita, which is kind of like from Lalita, gave me name Guna. Even she didn't know anything about the Sanskrit language.
That's amazing. I mean, I've learned something new today. You know, yeah, Lalita, Guna, yeah. Um, Thank you for that. And so tell us a bit about your kind of Krishna conscious journey, so to speak. So when did you discover Bhakti Yoga? How did all that start for you?
First of all, I always want to thank. I'm very grateful to my parents. They were not any kind of religious or spiritualists, but they were very pious, and all the good qualities that I have, they definitely come from my parents. So this simplicity, being honest, truthfulness, be natural, don't be some kind of poser, and so I would say that my parents already had this, naturally they had this devotee qualities. But in my teenage years, I somehow wanted to say to God that I wanted to say to God that I belong to you. And so my first step of surrendering to God started when I was studying in a college of art. And in that city where I lived, there was the only kind of mystic movement was Orthodox Church. That was kind of like a Eastern religion with some mysticism inside. And then at age 17, I baptized in the Latvian Orthodox Church. And soon after that, I started to sing country music, and I moved to capital, to Riga. And in Riga city, when you are in the tram, from the tram window, you can see Gauranitai in the temple. And the Gauranitai looked so attractive. But I just recently baptized in the Orthodox Church. And I already then said, if I wasn't Orthodox Christian, I would join this Hare Krishnas because it seemed so attractive. But I was very loyal to Jesus, and I was also singing in the church, and it took me actually 10 years. After 10 years, I met on the street Yogesh Chandra Das, who gave me books. And I said, but I'm already Orthodox Christian. And he said, but you don't need to change the religion, you can just visit our temple. But I was actually almost 10 years. I was attracted to the temple, but I never got the idea, like, really, I can just visit temple, I don't need to change religion. And then I visited temple, and since that, every Sunday and almost every day I visited temple. I was so happy with the singing and the dancing and that all this femininity and colors, and then I also felt the green light from Jesus. I felt that I'm just moving forward with my spiritual path. I didn't feel like I'm abandoning my previous part of life, but I'm just adding something more.
That's lovely. That's really, really nice to hear. It reminded me of there's a very small, maybe Russian Orthodox church. It's definitely Eastern Christian Orthodox, a very small church in the city that I'm originally from, in Bath, which is in Somerset, the southwest of England. And about 11 years ago, I went to visit the church, and I actually felt a strong sense of connection with their customs and their rituals. It was very similar to Gaudiya Vaishnavism with the icons, the images, and paying obeisances to the images, and they were kissed. They were kissing the. We don't do that in our tradition, Gaudiya Vaishnavism, but it's very similar. There's that respect for the image of God, or the image of God's representatives, or saints or acharyas. So I definitely saw a lot of similarities there, and yeah, I've really appreciated learning about the Orthodox tradition. And also, my background is similar to yours. I spent many years it wasn't the Orthodox Church, but in the Christian church. And I really valued my time in the church. It really helped me to understand God, so to a certain level, and understand Jesus. And so yeah, I have a kind of similar background to you. And you also told me before we started recording that you were singing songs in the church. You were leading, not kirtan, but leading something similar. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, I was actually after I got baptized in the church, somehow because of my sincere prayers to God, I realized I want to sing country music, and I started to sing American classic country and rockabilly music. And I felt I want to be entertainer, but then soon, so I enjoyed that experience on the stage, but then I felt like I want some kind of feeling. My soul was telling you have to search something more. I was not fully happy. I didn't feel that I really resonate with the lyrics. As you grow older, the lyrics become more important. And then I was simultaneously both. I was a little bit performing on this rock and roll stage, and I already started to sing also in the Orthodox Church. And I had some good experiences to learn from some very good choirs. And then also I had chance to lead all this liturgy and all this various church services as a singer, to take responsibility of this leading the singing in some provincial old abandoned churches, very mystical. I was 21 years old, but I got the taste how good it feels to sing for God or to use my voice for the prayers. And I also got this taste for that intimacy, that I'm not so attracted to this very opulent, big Orthodox church, but to this mystic, small, abandoned churches in provincial places where only one or two Christians would come to church, and that was very intimate. And the one similarity with, I think, every genuine spiritual path is that, especially in the Orthodox Church, there is a lot of focus on the humility, inner transformation and introspection. We have to regularly, every week, we have to do this introspection, and I enjoyed a lot of things, but so I experienced some level of ananda and bliss in the church, but then there was always this confusion when you come back in material world, how to live the life in material world. I want to be in the church, but I know that I'm not a nun. I know that I want to have family and kids, but then all the instructions are mostly written by the saints for the monks, and then this was the missing piece. What I found in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, that you can be grihastha, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur is the greatest example that you can be grihastha, that you don't have to renounce anything if you can align it with Krishna.
Yes, I've never thought of Bhaktivinoda Thakur in that way. I mean, I knew he was a Grihastha, but in terms of the greatest Grihastha. So I'm now thinking about that deeply as you've said that. All the things he didn't yeah. Yeah, I mean, sannyas was actually later introduced after him in the this is a whole nother topic, and the Acharya line that we follow, sannyas was introduced later on. But yeah, he was the ideal Grihasta, the perfect Grihasta, wasn't he? In terms of living that life of responsibility to his family, but also writing all those wonderful poems and songs. And he also went to work. He had a job. I think he had like 2 hours sleep at night or something, wasn't it?
His schedule, yeah, was I don't know. It's not
Just
fun.
amazing. Yeah, just amazing. Uh,
So much karuna was flowing through him that he needed to write. He wrote more than 100 books, and his writings are so concise and so instructive, and so yeah, we have received so much mercy through him,
yeah.
from him.
So that leads us nicely on to our discussion today, which I know was what you're keen to get on with, our conversation, our dialogue, our praise and glorification for Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, because so I'm trying not to. So it's always rude to ask people how old they are, which I'm not going to do. But I'm trying to work out how long you've been following Krishna consciousness. I've worked out different things in my head. So how how long have you been following Bhakti Yoga?
Since 2014,
Okay,
so it's a little bit more than 10 years.
so 11 years. 11 years.
So yeah, I have been 10 years in the Orthodox Christianity, and now the 10 years kind of inside the ISKCON. But yeah, I was also very, maybe much more busy with my family life and kids, and some years I was living a little bit in the countryside. So I have been quite much practicing from home, and I'm really, really grateful that I also had a chance. I had a dream to become Kirtaniya in the ISKCON. I really wanted to give the best that I can give, and I have some experiences with the country music, which also requires some innocence and that spirit. And then the Orthodox Church with my favorite Byzantine 15th century. And then when I found Krishna consciousness, I was searching, what kind of bhajans I could sing. That felt to me like I can connect both my love for the country folk music, but also to sing something deeply spiritual, like a prayers that I can sing like I'm singing country, but I can sing out all my spiritual emotions, that depth. And so yeah, I'm grateful for all the experiences I had in the ISKCON as a
And
to
over
be.
those years, over the last decade, you have developed a love and an adoration for the teachings, songs, and poetry of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Why is that? Why do you feel that you've become attracted to him and his teachings and his songs and his poetry?
I like poetry because there is something you have to a little bit contemplate. You have to read a little bit between the lines, and I'm not really a very good book reader. Sometimes, yeah, I feel inspired and I read book from cover to cover, but that's actually very rarely. And to me, it's easier to find out one bhajan, to learn it, to sing it, and I could, and that maybe one verse just brings me to some another world, and I just like to contemplate more and than to study, like in the way of learning, studying the knowledge, and because Bhaktivinoda Thakur is very emotional. In material world, to be emotional, it's not a very positive thing. It's like a but in spirituality, to be emotional is actually very good. So that Bhaktivinoda Thakur's mood match with my inner feelings, and yeah, there was one bhajan. I was almost 1 year meditating just on the one line from the one bhajan. I was like,
Wow,
wow.
that's amazing.
I will sing it later, yeah, but there is this one line, I am God's treasured property. I was like, for 1 year, I was just thinking about this one line. Wow, how does that?
Yeah, I am God's treasured property. Wow. We have so much, we owe so much to Bhaktivinoda Thakur in our tradition for his immeasurable contribution to the Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition. All those songs, all those bhajans. So just so all our viewers and listeners are aware, even though we're broadcasting this on Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's appearance day, we're recording it on Radhastami. And today I went to the Gaudiya Mission UK. So we're recording it in the evening. And this afternoon, I went to the Gaudiya Mission UK temple, which is a temple in London. And they're the oldest Hare Krishna group in Europe, founded in 1934. And I went there and I was there for about 3 hours. And they're very much in love with bhajans. They sing a lot. And I was thinking to myself, a lot of these are written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. It's quite amazing. And I could then see his picture up on the wall in that kind of parampara line. It was wonderful. So, yeah, and I don't think we'll ever really fully appreciate his contribution. I mean, unless you really spend your life studying him and really realizing what he did, we'll never really appreciate it as much as we should. Maybe you will, Guna, and then you can come back in 10 years. Because if you spent, what I'm saying is, if you spent a whole year meditating on one line, how many years will it take to meditate on everything that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said? Several lifetimes.
Yeah, I just accept that this is a process. This Saranagati is the process of surrender. It is so deep, it will never be finished. If your surrender is just on the lips, then yeah, but if you really want to vibrate from your inner core on this frequency of surrender, then this path of surrender is so deep. It can never be done. You are just going deeper and deeper and deeper.
Mm. Mm.
And so I just accept that it will never be completely explained, or we will never have time to discuss all the depth of his teachings. It's
Just so our viewers and listeners are aware, I first asked Guna to be a guest on the podcast almost a year ago. And she said to me straight away, I really want to talk about surrender, why we should surrender, what the importance of surrender is. But I'm not ready to talk about it yet because it's such a whole process, a lifelong, lifetime process. And it's been almost a year that she feels ready to even briefly, not briefly, but just basically talk about it because it's such an inner anchoring type thing, isn't it? The whole concept of surrender. And that leads us nicely on to our next question, where we can really talk about this. You are particularly devoted to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's songbook, Saranagati. Why is that? Tell us a bit about the book, because some of the viewers and listeners won't be aware of it, and why does it attract you?
Some years ago, I was kind of struggling with some kind of imposter syndrome. I felt like I'm singing kirtan, I'm dressed up in the dress of a devotee and saris and gopi dresses, but I felt like I'm just posing. That's some kind of feeling like I'm actually not really devotee. And then also when some difficulties came, I heard on YouTube Agnidev Das singing this song, the introduction song from Saranagati book. And I thought, okay, this is a beautiful song. I will learn it. And when I read the lyrics, which is about the surrender, then I kind of got the realization, but I'm not really surrendered. I'm just doing, like going with the crowd and doing all the things, but I'm not really surrendered. And that's why I had so much anxieties, and you want to control many things in your life and nothing goes as you want. And that and then I looked up. So yeah, this song kind of shifted my consciousness by 180 degrees, that it's some kind of inner realization. Yeah, this surrender, it's something like you shift your consciousness and into absolutely different direction. And you recently made this short video from Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says, surrender unto me and do not fear. And it's like easy said but hard to do it, like really do not fear. And I understand. So this Saranagati book, I have this kind of book with a lot of notes.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful.
So there are 50 songs. So this process of surrender, there are this 6 principles, there are these chapters you are going through, and that's like a full spectrum of emotions. And there are 50 songs, and each song has a different emotions. And I think if we want to really surrender, we have to do this inner work, introspection, and I think with these songs, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is doing introspection on the behalf of us. And what I like that I know that I don't need to filter anything what he has written, because what he has written, he writes about himself, but this is the same journey that every soul is going through. So he has not written, we don't have to filter, oh, this song he wrote for himself, oh, this song is for me. No, to come to this wholeness, it is to go through all these emotions what are in the Saranagati book. I think if we compare with some plants or fruits, they also need full spectrum light to ripen. And for soul, also for us as a jivas to ripen, we need to come to the wholeness and to go through full spectrum of these emotions. And we shouldn't think that those emotions we just brush under the rug. This is something a bit similar to Carl Jung, who's also talking about this shadow work, inner work, acceptance, exploring your darker corners of your heart, to coming to wholeness. And then you can surrender your whole self to Krishna, not some fragmented self. And I think that this process is very easy for soul, but very hard for ego. So maybe that's why Prabhupada has sometimes said that just take up this process. It's very easy, it's very simple. But it's easy for soul, but very difficult for ego. And then I think if we contemplate on the songs, we can imbibe a little bit Bhaktivinoda Thakur's mentality. And I forgot what I wanted to say.
It's okay. Take your time. Take your time. How did you kind of come across the writings of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur? I mean, was it just at your local ISKCON temple and you wanted to dig deeper? Or did something else happen in order for you to kind of encounter Bhaktivinoda Thakur in this particular way?
I was very insecure about being a kirtan leader. I understood that to lead kirtan, that's something I don't know how to do that, because I was more like a little bit like a performer, and I understand to lead kirtan you have to lead meditation for others. Then with the bhajans, because I just wanted to sing. Singing is my surrender, and so there was some kind of similarity with the country music, and then I just wanted to sing something which resonates, where the idea resonates with my heart, and I was just searching some beautiful songs, and I came to Agni Dev Das, and Agni Dev Das has a very beautiful album. There are a few songs from Saranagati book, and that was kind of like...
Wow. Okay. So now is the chance for you to lead some kirtan for us on this auspicious day, the day that it's being recorded and the day it's being broadcast. Both are auspicious days. It's an opportunity for you to sing some songs, just so the viewers and listeners know you've not been sat there with a guitar just because you like the feel of a guitar. There's a point to you, yeah, just as a prop for the podcast. So you're going to sing us some songs, I believe, from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Saranagati book. So over to you. I don't know if you want to explain each one before you start, or whatever you feel comfortable with. We're gonna sit and meditate. I'm gonna sit and meditate.
So the first song is introduction song from Saranagati book, and I have a book with Bhumipati Das. I hope I didn't. I think that was... Yeah, my book is with Bhumipati Das translations. And then in the internet there are various different translations, slightly different translations, because I think Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes so concisely and very, very deep topics. I understand that for the translators it's really hard to bring out all that depth into the English. And so sometimes I compare different translations. Mostly I will sing, and I will read some translations from Bhumipati translations. And so yeah, let's start.
This is great. This is also a first for me, because we've never done this in a podcast before. So it's quite nice. I'm really looking forward to it.
So I think that I will do. I sometimes like to do things from to read the end of the book and then read from all the book. So I also usually I feel that I like the emotion in the song. I learn the song, and when I have learned, then I only read translation. That's my approach. So I will do the same. I will first sing, and then I will read the translation. What was that song about? Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jivedaya Kori Saparshada Sriyadama Sahavatari Adyam Tadurvava Prema Kori Varedana Shinkaya Shah
Yay. Thank you,
So
Guna. That was lovely. That was lovely.
now the time for the beautiful translation. Out of compassion for the fallen souls, Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya incarnated in this world, along with his associates and his abode, in order to distribute love of God, which is rarely seen in this world. He taught the principles of surrender, which are the life and soul of the devotees. The principles of surrender are humility, surrendering oneself to Krishna, accepting Krishna as one's maintainer, to have firm faith that Krishna will give one protection, to accept activities that are favorable for devotional service to Krishna, and to reject activities that are unfavorable for devotional service to Krishna. Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaja, listens to the prayers of one who cultivates the 6 principles of surrender. Holding a straw between his teeth, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur falls at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Sanatana. While crying, he says, "I am the most fallen soul, therefore please teach me the principles of surrender and make me a qualified devotee." So, yeah. Do you have something what you want to
No,
comment?
I'm just listening. I'm just listening to what you've said, really. I'm just listening to,
Yeah.
well, what you've read.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very powerful words.
Mm-hmm.
Very powerful. Can you just read the last 2 lines again? Because they
Yeah. I was also thinking to repeat a few things. That the one thing in the first verse he says that out of compassion for the fallen souls, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Patita Pavana. He's in this yuga, Krishna comes as Patita Pavana. He is the savior of fallen souls. So it means to be fallen is not a problem. The problem is if you are crooked or duplicitous or pretentious. But if you are fallen soul, it's no problem because Patita Pavana came out of compassion to save. And then I like very much this line that Krishna listens to the prayers of one who cultivates these 6 principles of surrender. So the surrender is not something like in one day, yeah, now I joined this movement or this religion, now I'm surrendered. This is something you cultivate in your heart. And yeah, that's very inspiring that Krishna listens to prayers to someone who cultivates these principles of surrender. Yeah, and the last line was like something like, it was around 2020 when I read this line, and it also kind of, it was total flip. My whole entire consciousness flipped by 180 degrees, that I am the most fallen soul, therefore please teach me the principles of surrender and make me a qualified devotee. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he genuinely feels this, but he is writing this down so that we also know how to pray to Krishna. So, therefore, please teach me the principles of surrender and make me qualified devotee. So we first surrender now, even in the total mess, even with all the anarthas, with all our imperfections, even we are fallen souls. But we surrender to Patita Pavana. So it's not something like, okay, first I will control everything, and first I will remove all my anarthas, and I will remove all my imperfections. I will become perfect, and then I surrender to Krishna. Then can only I come to this platform of Saranagati. We can surrender now. It's not something we have to do after 20 or 40 years when we have somehow become pure. we can surrender now. That I would say that this doorway to surrender to this magical place, surrender, it is now. You cannot make future in the future. You make future now, because the future is some kind of illusionary, perfect horizon, which so yeah, if somebody says that we are not qualified to surrender or to walk this path of surrender, then that's kind of going against our acharyas. It's going, because Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, please teach me the principles of surrender and make me a qualified devotee. So we first surrender. We start now from wherever we are now, with all the mess.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
This was the introduction song. So if you want to look up lyrics, this song is called Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Doya Kori. So when I have to read, I don't know how to read. I know how to sing only. And so the next song is Bulia Tomare, if you want to. That is from the first chapter, which is called Dainya, this humility. So yeah, I will sing and then I will read. Can you hear everything?
Yes, I can hear. Wonderfully. Thank you, Guna.
Bulia tomare samsara shia prayamana vidya bhiyata tamara charane hasiya chiyami bali budu khera kata janani jatare chilama jagona Bishama bandana pase ekabara prabhu deja de amore vinciale dina dase da kona babino janama paya koribu bachana tava janama hoyo padimaya jaye na hoyo gana lava buio tamare samsara shia Payana vida beata Adare cela svajane rakole Hasiya katanu kala Janaka jani sveheta bulia Samsara lagino balo Gramedina dina balaka hoya Belino balaka saha Araki chudine Gyana upajilo Patapadi ahara Bulia tamare samsara shia Preyanana vidya beata Vidyara gaurave Brahmi desdesha Dana uparjana kori Sajana pana kori kamare Bulino tamare hari Pardaki ekona Bhakti vinoda Kandiya katarati Nabaji etore Vinabrita gelo Ekonaki habegati Bulia tamare samsara shia Peyanana vidya beata Tamara charane hasiya chiyami Ulibo dukera kata So this is a little bit sad song, but yeah, but that's also a part of the of the journey and of the journey inwards. Yeah, dainya is here translated as humility. But yeah, there is this some kind of grief, which is a sacred grief. Because you can grieve something only if you have a heart to love. But then you realize that you send all your love maybe to something temporary. And then in this process you learn that it's better to surrender and to love something that is eternal. Because if you love deeply, it's so much heartbreaking all the time to come to some realizations that, oh, this something has failed and some losses. And so I think that the beginning of the path is also important part of the path. So yeah, the translation. O Lord, because of forgetting your lotus feet, I have come into this material world. Ever since that time, I have been suffering various material miseries. Now I have approached your lotus feet to tell you the tale of my distress. O Lord, when I was within the womb of my mother, as a result of my karma, you gave me darsana. But ever since then, I have been deprived of your mercy. At that time, I thought I would worship you. After being delivered from the womb, after my birth, however, I forgot you because I became entrapped in the network of illusion. In fact, I do not have even a tinge of genuine knowledge. I became a pampered child and spent my time enjoying the affection of my relatives. In this way, I became completely engrossed in the affection of my father and mother, and so I began to like this material world. Gradually, I grew up day by day and began to play with other young boys. After some time, when I became a little mature, I concentrated on my studies. O Lord Hari, being puffed up because of my education, I traveled from place to place, earning money. I took care of my family members with great care. In this way, I completely forgot you. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur laments, I have become old and afflicted with various kinds of distress. O Lord, I have wasted my life by not worshipping your lotus feet. What will be my destination? Do you have something you want to
No,
comment?
it's just sinking in. There's so much information there, isn't there? In terms of devotion to the Lord. It's just sinking in. It's just sinking in. I really liked well I find very interesting the description of how we're in the mother's womb. And as
Yeah,
soon as we're born, we forget God.
yeah. It, mm, I, as I have heard that we don't have to filter that everything what Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, he writes for all jivas.
Mm.
So in that case, it means that we all had a darshan with Krishna in the womb before
Mm.
we. But then,
Wouldn't it be amazing if we could remember that?
but we forgot it.
Wouldn't it?
And what else? I like that Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes here, I became a pampered child and spent my time enjoying the affection. And yeah, there is this topic about karma, and I have a weird fate that it may be that some advanced souls sometimes take birth in more complicated situations to mature faster, to advance faster. So if someone has a difficult childhood, it doesn't mean that it was because of his bad karma. It may happen also for the purpose that you advance faster. So that's one idea I can connect with this song, but yeah, and I think that this all the 50 songs is this inner journey that every soul has to go, that self-searching, soul-searching journey through loneliness, through solitude, through introspection. Somehow it doesn't really happen when you are going with the crowd, I feel. I don't say that being in the crowd is a bad thing, but there is something what only you can do alone. Even Guru can show you your path, but nobody else can walk your own path. Nobody else can decide to make decision to say yes to Krishna, to surrender. And we are talking here about the sweet surrender, about the loving surrender. When Krishna says, surrender unto me and do not fear, it's not like some kind of militant surrender. He talks about loving surrender, which is based on
Loving
the love
surrender.
and it's because Krishna is so reciprocative. He is reciprocative, but if we offer our whole self, and here in the last verse, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, "What will be my destination?" Actually, even in the map, if you know your destination, you have to put also your current location. So that's why we have to be honest to ourselves. We may know the destination, but if we don't know our current location, where we are, then we cannot walk from. We need to
That's
know.
that's a really good analogy. So I do a lot of driving, so I need my sat nav to get me to the destination. So I put the postcode in or the location, but only it's the route is only accurate, or the pathway there is only accurate if I tell if the sat nav knows where I am now and how I'm going to get there. So I really like that. I might borrow that actually.
In your
That
life,
analogy.
you
Yeah,
will you
it's a
will
really
you
good
will
one.
you will cultivate this idea. Yeah, that's why this introspection is so important. That you all the time check where is my location now, and so yeah, so we can sometimes come back to this Dainya chapter. Yeah, and I think that this path of surrender is not some straight line. This path is quite glorious and wrinkled line. There are so much ups and downs, and if there wasn't some downs, maybe we wouldn't meet or something like you. Because if the line goes straight, and that's kind of that's not possible. That's in the spiritual life, it's not possible. I don't know. Here in the matrix, everything is straight lines and squares and cubes, but the spiritual path is like with ups and downs, and I think going through all these chapters, you can anytime going through all this cycle, you may come back again later to this Dainya chapter again. You were in this humility, acceptance, then getting the firm faith in Krishna's protection, tasting some prana, tasting some Krishna prema, then again you may come back to this first chapter of humility. I see it more like a spiral staircase. And maybe at the very beginning, if we experience some grief, it's also because we had experienced some amount of Krishna prema. That's why we are able to understand that these previous things were not aligned with my soul. So, Do you have something you want to add?
No, I'm just really, I'm surrendering. I'm surrendering to you and listening. Yeah, it's one comment I want to make was there was an expression, or it said in the last bhajan, uh, loving surrender.
Mm-hmm.
And for a lot of people, that would be an oxymoron, which means a contradiction in terms. Because for most people in the material world, surrendering is not a good thing. You never surrender. You never give in, never submit. So lovingly surrendering or loving surrender is like, my goodness, so that's like, wow, how can we really? Because ego is always there, isn't it? Even though that we know academically, intellectually, that we're not in control. I believe what we're taught that we're not in control, Krishna's in control. Sometimes I really want to be in control. I want to I want to eat what I want to eat, what prasadam I want. I want to go where I want to go. So actually, really to lovingly surrender, it's actually not as easy as it sounds, is it?
For soul, it is easy. As more you try to live as a soul, and you try to remember yourself as a soul, I think it will become easier. It will become easier, definitely, if you cultivate. I think if we sing more Bhaktivinoda Thakur songs, we will imbibe his mentality, and then this surrendering and peeling off all the layers of all our false identities and giving up our ego will become easier. If we sing more his songs, we will naturally imbibe his mentality. I have such a faith. That's why I sing his songs, because I believe they can reprogram my subconscious mind, or to change something in my deeper layers of consciousness, so that to leave some imprint in my subtle body. So that's why we have to be careful what kind of content we consume, not only about what food we consume, but what kind of mentalities we consume through the music what we listen. And I think if you sing more Bhaktivinoda Thakur songs, it will become more natural. You will cultivate.
Thank you, Guna. Thank you.
The next song I also learned from Agnidev Das some years ago. So I'm forever thankful to him that I'm on this path of surrender, just because I heard him on the YouTube. The next song is the last song from Dainia chapter. It's called Emona Durmati. Emona Durmati samsara vitore bodhya achinu ami. Emona Durmati samsara vitore bodhya achinu ami. Davani jajana karma jane patayadi. Emona Durmati samsara vitore bodhya achinu ami. Emona Durmati samsara vitore bodhya achinu ami. Tamara sarabitore podia aciduami. So, the translation. O Lord, I am a sinful person and have fallen into this material world. But out of your causeless mercy, you have sent an exalted personality who is very dear to you for my deliverance. Out of compassion for me, after seeing me in such a fallen condition, that exalted personality said, O fallen soul, listen to these beneficial words of mine. By hearing them, your heart will become joyful. Sri Krishna Chaitanya has incarnated in Navadvipa to deliver you. He has already delivered many fallen and wretched persons like you from the ocean of material existence. In order to fulfill the words of the Vedas, he appeared with a golden complexion as a son of a Brahmana. Sri Krishna Chaitanya and his brother Nityananda have intoxicated all the people of Nadia by the chanting of the holy name. Lord Chaitanya is none other than Krishna, the son of Nanda. He delivered the people of the entire world by distributing his own holy name. You should also approach him and beg him for your deliverance. O Lord, after hearing these words, I approached your lotus feet. Thus, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur weeps and relates his story to the Lord. So that was the end of the Dainya chapter.
Thank you. You know, you always ask me after every one, what do I think and what do I and sometimes I just can't put into words. It's such a powerful set of lyrics, isn't it? I have to sit for a while and just think, what do I think about what I've just heard? You know, it's a whole kind of philosophical operation, isn't it? You know,
There isn't a it's like a soul activation. In the modern spirituality there is this terminology of soul activation, and yeah, it just awakens your soul, like wow. And okay, 1 year ago I said I'm not ready to represent, and now I thought, okay, I had few weeks to prepare, and I was journaling so much, I was writing so much, I was going so deep into this topic. And at the end, I'm also like, I'm speechless. Just, I'm like, ah. So, that's, yeah, I understand what you say, because I also had, when I was preparing, I had so much to say that I'm also a bit speechless.
I think also the songs speak for themselves.
Yeah, they are so concise, so deep, that I wanted to. I lost one. Okay, the next chapter is just one moment. I want to open Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Institute. And there is a songs, and there is Saranagati book. Yeah, then the next chapter is Atmanivedana, dedication of the self. And yeah, of course, all the songs are very special, but I have selected just few songs. And the next song is Manasa Deho Geho Joki Chumor. This chord arrangement I have to give credit to Gopinath Prabhu. This is not my arrangement. This chord arrangement is I have borrowed from Gopinath Prabhu. Manasa deho. Sorry. Manasa deho geho joki chuma arpilu tuva pade nanda kisho manasa deho geho joki chuma arpilu tuva pade nanda kisho deho geho joki chuma arpilu tuva pade nanda kisho jabi moecha jarito bhakta grihe jani jama deho geho joki chuma arpilu tuva pade nanda kisho Bhakti spriha vihin jevata vabaite tako sangha Yeah, and this song I was also about this is also one song on which I was meditating almost 1 year. O son of Nanda Maharaj, my mind, my body, my household paraphernalia, and whatever else I may have, I surrender at your lotus feet. By taking shelter at your lotus feet, all of my responsibilities, whether in happiness, in danger, in life, or in death, are now over. You have the full right to either kill me or save me. You are free to do whatever you wish, for I am your eternal servant. If you want me to take birth again, then then my only request is that I may be born in the house of a devotee. Even if I have to take birth as an insect, I do not mind as long as I remain your servant. But I would never desire even the birth of Brahma if I were to be averse to you. I long for the association of those devotees who are devoid of desires for material enjoyment and liberation. You are my father, my mother, my lover, my son, my Lord, my spiritual master, and my husband. In fact, you are everything to me. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, "O Krishna, please listen to my prayer. O beloved Lord of Radha, you are my life and soul." Yeah, to me this song is very much about the acceptance, and it reminds that this process of surrender is nothing like achievement consciousness. It's this very powerful acceptance which makes surrender so easy, because when you have this achievement consciousness, you want to control everything. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur doesn't pray, "Oh, make me to become a very big devotee," or he just says, "Even if I have to take birth as an insect, just that I may be born in the family, in the house of devotees." So, that powerful acceptance, I think, brings you to that 0 point where you don't have any more the positive or negative attachments, because both the positive and the negative attachments bind you still to this material world. But when you are in the 0 point, then you can become more receptive to mercy. Do you have something to add?
I was actually thinking more about what you just said about acceptance. This song, this bhajan, is about acceptance. I was thinking quite a bit about that. That stuck with me, because one of our big focuses here at the Hare Krishna project is around inclusion. So you accept people irrespective of who they are, where they're from. And I'm currently researching for a new book called Inclusive Krishna. And a large part of that is about acceptance, accepting people, whoever they are. I know it's not completely tied in with what you're talking about, but I was thinking about the whole issue of inclusion.
But I think when you have accepted yourself as you are capable also to accept others. That comes first from that. When you are used to have inner dialogue, you can also hold, like a mature adult, you can hold deep conversations with others. And others who never have this deep inner dialogue, they are fearful. They are terrified from deep conversation or mature conversations. So this is something that everything starts with your own personal. You see yourself as you are. It's I have also been thinking, like, for 1 year, that this powerful acceptance opens you up for receiving something which is more aligned with your soul. I think.
Yeah.
Then the next song. There is one song which I couldn't find the melody. I didn't learn the melody yet, but I like very much. I don't know, I will read the whole song in English. It's also very important in this introspection and soul-searching journey, and in this merging with Krishna. O merciful Lord, today I have surrendered at your lotus feet all that comes under the category of I and mine. Today I have surrendered at your lotus feet all that comes under the category of I and mine. O Lord, I no longer have any separate identity. Now I only belong to you. This embodied soul has given up the concept of I. The conception that I am your eternal servant is now deeply rooted in my heart. Whatever I possess, my body, house, servants, brothers, friends, wife, children, and household paraphernalia all belong to you now. I am your servant. I simply live in your house. You are the owner of my household, and I'm just your servant. From now on, all of my endeavors will be directed toward giving you happiness. I'm no longer concerned about whether the activities performed by my gross and subtle bodies are pious or sinful, because, O Lord, I have taken shelter of you, and so all of my activities are in your service. My desires have now merged with your desires. From now on, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur completely forgets his former self. I like many things about this song, that I'm no longer concerned about whether the activities performed by my gross and subtle bodies are pious or sinful. It reminds me this gopi mood that we don't care if we go to hell or heaven. We don't care if we go to, because if Krishna needs dusts from devotee feet, of course we will get them. I mean, so that this is the loving surrender. You don't care anymore to be good, or to be only sattvic, or to be only, you don't care anymore what is pious or what is sinful. You just want to please Krishna, and that's the real loving surrender. Of course, at the beginning we learn the rules, but later this rules and regulation consciousness becomes secondary. It's when you are fully surrendered. And I like this translation, that my desires now merged with your desires. This is something I want to cultivate, and this is something what I really want to achieve, that my desires are completely aligned with Krishna's desires. I think that kind of life would feel very effortless. No cognitive dissonance, like what should I do? You kind of have a clarity. That's what I wish for, what I'm praying for.
Thank you for sharing that one.
So the next song is a little bit happier. We are moving to a little bit happier chapters. Atmani Vedana Atva Pade Kori Haino Parama Sukhi Duha Gurige Vachinta Marahio Chadike Ananda Dekhi And the translation, this song actually explains what does it mean, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. After completely surrendering myself at your lotus feet, I have become happy. Now my material distress has gone to a distant place, so that I am free from all anxieties. I find happiness wherever I look, in the four directions. Your two lotus feet award one freedom from lamentation and fearfulness. They are the reservoir of transcendental nectar. I have taken refuge at those lotus feet and thus have given up all fear of material existence. I will simply engage in your service and never desire anything in return. I will try my best to give you happiness while remaining attached to your lotus feet. Whatever difficulties I face in the course of executing your service are actually the cause of great happiness. The happiness and distress experienced in the course of engaging in your service is a great asset. Such happiness and distress actually destroy the misery that is born of one's ignorance. Having experienced the pleasure of your service, I have forgotten about my previous history. I am your servant and you are my master. What is the use of hankering after another's wealth? While engaged in your service, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur merges in an ocean of happiness. For your pleasure, he lives in your family and engages in your service in all respects. So my favorite verse is this fourth verse. Whatever difficulties I face in the course of executing your service are actually the cause of great happiness. So it's not like just chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Yeah, on the soul level you are happy, but there will be some challenges, but those challenges or those difficulties, when they are connected to Krishna, that's what makes you happy. It's not like expecting that now everything will be very smooth or in this world, there's nothing to add anymore.
I'm just loving this because we've never done, bhajans or kirtan on a podcast before. So for me, this is just a great experience. I'm just kind of sitting here and kind of surrendering to you, surrendering to the bhajans, and it's wonderful.
I also surrender the songs, only that's... The next song is also becoming a little bit more happier. Daraputra nija deho kutamba palane sarvadava kulami chinamane mane kevalar jivo hataya shakeshe pabo Putra vivaha kemana sampadipo Ebe atma samarpana chintahaniyar Domine ruahibe prabhu samsara kamar Domito palibo more nijada sajani Tamara sevaya prabhu pada sukamani Tamara ichaya prabhu sabakaya ho Jiva bala koryami sata satya hor Jiva hikvarite pare tumina korile Ashamatra jiva kore tava hichapale Nishita hoyami sevi bakamai Gihe bala manda hole Nini moradai Bhakta devi nada nija swatantaya Tamara charana So this song is also itself a total surrender. It was called Daraputra Nija Deha. I was fully engrossed in taking care of my wife, my sons, my body, and my other family members. Such thoughts always filled my mind. I was always thinking about how to earn money, how to achieve name and fame, and how to get my daughters and sons married. Now that I have surrendered myself at your lotus feet, I have nothing to worry about. It is your family, so you will surely take care of it. I don't know, I just feel happy reading this. Yeah. Oh Lord, please maintain me by considering me to be your servant. I experience great pleasure while serving your lotus feet. Everything is carried out by your sweet will. But the foolish living entities say that they are doing everything. This is not correct, however. What can a living entity do if you do not inspire him? A living entity can only desire. It is only by your mercy that living entities can fulfill their desires. I will serve you without any anxiety. If a calamity occurs in my house, I will not consider myself to be responsible. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives up his minute independence and engages in the service of your lotus feet as a devotee who is without any material possessions.
I really like that one. I think it's actually one that a lot of people today can resonate with. You know, we all worry about things, you know, earning money and, well, I don't have children, but if I had children, yes, I'd worry about their future and the type of people that they married or had relationships with. So yeah, so it's something that people today can resonate with.
I also understood that, okay, it's easy for me to come to acceptance, to surrender, but the parent's instinct, it's really, really strong, that you can't even just somehow delete from yourself. But to surrender your family, to surrender your kids, that's kind of next level of surrender, because the parent's instinct is very strong. And but when you ask me how is it, that I'm single mother with 3 kids, like, I don't know, somehow by Krishna's mercy, of course, if I'm God's treasured property, each soul, each jiva, also my kids, they are also God's treasured property. Of course, Krishna will take care of them also. Why would I worry? No, of course we have responsibilities, but there is this inner world. There is some peace in your heart. So at least you don't make some fast decisions out of fear and out of anxiety. But especially before making some decisions, you kind of come to this platform of surrender, and you can see things more clearly and make better decisions somehow. Or just wait a little bit and everything gets solved much better than you could imagine. So that I have noticed this pattern in my life, that actually it's really safe to surrender. You haven't noticed this, that many times?
Yes, there have been times when I felt it's safe to surrender. The environment around me means I can now surrender. I'd agree. There have been occasions where surrender has been. I don't want to use the word easy, but I'm going to use it, the easy option, or it's easier. The circumstances allow me to surrender.
Now, the next chapter is about faith in Krishna as a protector. So this all is just going to be happier and happier.
Good. I like to feel happy, believe it or not.
But this song is also sung by Agnidev Das, so he has been my big hero. That's why I'm also singing today Bhaktivinoda Thakur's songs. Yeah, as it's going happier, I will try to also sing happier. Atma samarpane gelavina nahi korobu nijaya kavidan tuvadana jani tuhura hobinat pagod Palyagodana gyana korituvasai Charobi madhava yamuna tire Vamsi bajato dako vidire Akaba kamarata rakavidan karovi sadatu gokulakan rakha korovi tuhu nishchoy jani Bana korobu hama jamuna pani Kaya doka korobi vinasha Shabina dijala bado vihasha Piyato dava rakobi moy Gopala Govinda Namatava Hoy Shurapati Durmati Nashavichar Rakovi Vashane Girivaradari Chaturanana Karobi Japchori Raka Korobu Muje Gokulahari Bhakati Vinada Tuvago Kuladan Rakovi Keshava Dorata Jata Atma Samarpane Gelaviman Nati Korobu Nijara Kavidan Tuvadana Jani Tuhura Kobinat Palyagodana Jana Korituvasai Palyagodana Gyana Korituvasai. Yeah, and on this song you can also contemplate for a few years to comprehend how is this possible. Now I will read from the internet the translation. This was Atma Samarpane. Surrendering to you lifted from me the burden of false pride. No longer will I try to secure my own well-being. O Lord, I'm confident of your protection, for like one of your cows or calves, I'm your treasured property. And then the rest of the song, there is there is a there are described various pastimes of Krishna where he protects his devotees in Vrindavan from demons, from poison, from fire, and even from the pride of the gods. So this song kind of reminds you all the previous patterns in the Vrindavan, how Krishna always protects. But yeah, my favorite line is this: "I'm your treasured property," from this song.
Thank you.
Do you have any comments?
No, it just reminded me that was the line that I think you talked to me about earlier on, wasn't it? You
Yeah,
really kind of
it was something like almost for 1 year. It was almost like my mantra. I would walk, and I would just think inside my head like, "I'm God's treasured property." But this, when it is soul aligned, it's not like a false pride. It's not like I become arrogant. How can I say it like that? But we all are. I think the real humility comes from the truthfulness, not from some staged humility. It is from that knowing your place in this whole entire cosmic order, and you, when you understand, when you have accepted yourself, you can accept others, and when you understand that, wow, I'm God's treasured property, you can see that every jiva is a God's treasured property. So that's, I don't see that this is somehow going against our jiva. That and then without skipping any songs, what I like, I sometimes do, like in for example, in one day I feel inspired, I read the whole entire Saranagati book. Those 50 songs takes something like 3 hours, depends how much you contemplate in the middle, but you can read the whole 50 songs with one breath, and it's so amazing how this journey develops, how the emotions, and each song has a different personality. And so here's what I noticed really interesting is that this song, that I have a confidence in God's protection, and that I'm God's treasured property. And then the next song is a bit mystical. It's kind of something like, wow, it just brings you to another world. It's something too much unworldly. Next song is Chorata Purusha Abhiman. Chorata Purusha Abhiman, Kinkari Hoilo Najikan, Baraja Bipine Saki Sat Sevana Koroburadana. Kusume Saki the translation. O Krishna, today I will give up my pride as an enjoyer and instead become your maid servant. O beloved Lord of Radha, I wish to engage in your service in the forest of Vrindavan under the guidance of gopis. I will prepare a beautiful garland of flowers and tulasi manjaris. After preparing the garland, I will offer it with devotion to a gopi, who will then accept it with great affection. The gopi will then offer the garland to their lordships, Sri Sri Radha and Krishna, and I will happily watch them from a distance. The gopi will then say, "Listen, O beautiful one, stay with me in my cottage as my maidservant. You should daily prepare enchanting flower garlands for Sri Sri Radha Krishna. Now it is my responsibility to look after you. My grove is now your residence as well. When I engage in the service of Sri Sri Radha Krishna, you should stay by my side and assist me. You will place betel nuts mixed with camphor and on a plate and bring it to me. After hearing the gopi's statements, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur offers his respectful obeisances at her lotus feet."
Thank you.
Yeah. I just remember that in there was one Prabhupada's lecture where Prabhupada said that, of course, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, as a pure devotee, he's not incomplete, but he left his work half done, unfinished, so that we can continue his work out of his mercy and compassion for us. So I think, yeah, that's really beautiful that today we can continue his eternal, or we can be a little bit a part of his eternal self, to Sri Sri Radha Krishna. Okay, you have to bear me a little bit. I have only 2 songs are left.
It's
So
okay.
I will skip a little bit here. And
it's been a new thing for us to sit and experience bhajans in this way. And we've not done this before on the podcast, but because it's a special day, it's been nice to do it. It's been a wonderful experience.
I think it's very nice to sing, to discuss something. It's kind of... Next song is Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya, which is a very familiar song from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I think to many, maybe this melody is a little bit less familiar. But my little offering today, celebrating auspicious days. Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Koro Edase Trina Pekharat Vina Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Koro Edase And the translation. O Gurudev, please bestow mercy upon this servant and thus make him feel lower than the straw in the street. Kindly give me the strength to tolerate everything and make me free from material desires, just as you are. Please give me the strength to offer due respect to everyone. Then I will be able to happily chant the holy names of Lord Hari, and my offenses will become nullified. When will my life become successful? By attaining your mercy. I am devoid of strength and intelligence. I am a fallen soul, and so kindly accept me as your servant. If you try to find any qualification in me, you will find none. Your mercy is my only asset. If you do not bestow your mercy upon me, I will cry and end my life. This is in this translation. In other translations, it was a bit different. And there is one very popular song, this Habe Habe Bala Sedina Amara. This please tell me when that day will come, when I become free from the offenses. When will that day come when I will chant the names? The song is very popular, but I will skip today this song. And my favorite song is also the very last song of practice all 50 prayers. Krishna Nama Dare Kotobol. Krishna Nama Dare Kotobol. The holy name of Krishna possesses unlimited potency. And so the song is a little bit long, so if someone wants to follow, then the name is Krishna Namadare Kotobol. Krishna Namadare Kotobol Vishaya Vashanale Marachita Sadajale Ravitaptamaru Bhumisam Karnarandra Padaviyam Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai.
So yeah, I after singing this very beautiful last song of Saranagati, somehow naturally it brought me to Kirtan. But I still want to read the
Please do.
translation. This is
Please
really
do.
amazing. This is, I think, after going through all these emotions, we come back to that same idea. Just surrender to holy names. Just chant and be happy. So, the holy name of Krishna possesses unlimited potency. My heart is always burning because of the fire of desire for material enjoyment. It is like a desert made hot by the scorching heat of the sun. But the holy name of Krishna enters through the holes of the ears and goes straight to my heart with a shower of transcendental nectar. From the heart, the holy name comes to the tip of my tongue and continuously dances there. This chokes up my voice and makes my entire body tremble. Because of this, my legs cannot remain still. Tears of love flowed from my eyes, and my body began to sweat. The hair of my body stood on end, and my entire body lost its color. My mind became stunned, and I lost external consciousness. In this way, my entire body became filled with ecstatic love. After creating such a disturbance, the holy name showered a current of nectar within my heart, thus placing me within an ocean of ecstatic love. Before I could understand what was happening, the holy name made me a madman and stole my heart and all my assets. Such is the behavior of he whom I took shelter of. I can't describe these occurrences any further. The holy name of Krishna is fully independent. My source of happiness is the lotus feet of those who are blessed by the holy name of Krishna. The holy name of Krishna is just like a bud of the flower of ecstatic love. It is reservoir of wonderful transcendental mellows. By its own potency, the holy name gradually manifests its forms and qualities. In this way, it attracts the hearts of the devotees to the lotus feet of Krishna. When the holy name further manifests its potency, it takes me to Vrindavan and shows me the transcendental pastimes of Sri Sri Radha Krishna. After destroying my material body, it awards me a spiritual body and takes me to the lotus feet of Krishna. The holy name of Krishna is like a spiritual gem, and it is a reservoir of transcendental mellows. It is eternally liberated, pure, and full of transcendental mellows. I wish to die while glorifying the qualities of the holy name. Only then will I feel happiness in my heart. Thus ends Saranagati by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
Jai.
Yeah, I was discussing this translation and I was comparing different translations on the internet. I was discussing this translation with my Shiksha Guru, and there was in the 7th verse, in this translation it says, after destroying my material body, it awards me with a spiritual body. So there is this, in Bangla it's more siddha deha diya, Krishna pashe rakhe giya. It's about that after destroying all the false identities. That's what it's not like after destroying my material body, like when we will leave this body, it's nothing like that. This verse talks about that when your subtle body gets completely transformed by the potency of the holy names. So it talks about that destroying all your false identities. It's just it's really hard work, I think, for translators to completely translate all the thoughts which are in this very concise poetry. So, yeah.
Thank you. It's been a fascinating, fantastic, super elevated podcast recording today.
Wow, really?
Yeah, we've never done anything like this before, but I was very happy to do it in this way when you proposed it to me to honor and glorify Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, because I feel like a bit of a heretic saying this, but I'm going to say it. I don't think he gets the credit that he's due. I don't think Bhaktivinoda Thakur gets the glorification that he's due. And it's only when you really study the history of our Gaudiya tradition and the songs that we're singing in temples that you really understand it, or you really appreciate it. And it might be, I'm just, this is an off the cuff statement, and I haven't thought this through, but my next statement is that it might be in mats and groups that are not ISKCON, he's appreciated more because his songs are sang more. So I went to the Gaudiya Mission UK today, singing lots of his songs. In the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat, the Srila Maharaj group, they often sing his songs. But in ISKCON, there isn't so much of a focus on singing bhajans. It's more just the Hare Krishna mantra. And of course, the Hare Krishna mantra is the most important. But it could be that actually in other groups, the Bhaktivinoda Thakur is just valued and appreciated more because his bhajans, his songs are being sung more often.
Yeah, definitely. All his writings are so timeless and so beyond any religious limitations. It is. I think every soul in all times go through the same emotions, and I also wish to. I think I could also spend the rest of my life glorifying these songs. And they definitely change something in your mentality when you often sing them and contemplate. And I think when we are just, and that's so amazing that Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written all this transcendental knowledge, all this Jiva Tattva, and all this deep wisdom very concisely in the poetry. So we have a chance to sing. He could explained it also in the textbook. But I think if we read with as a textbook, we we try to understand it with our conscious mind, but if we sing, if there comes some kind of rhythm and melody and we start to move, it can little bit bypass the conscious mind. The conscious mind can sometimes reject the idea, like how is it possible that it's safe to trust? And I think that when we sing those songs, they somehow bypass the conscious mind and go deeper in our heart, deeper in our subtle body. And yeah, I have heard that Agnidev does in the temple where I have heard from other devotees that they did it regularly. They would just go through the whole Saranagati book every day, every morning, would sing some bhajans and then discuss. So some people do it, but maybe it's not so visibly done. I don't know. I believe somewhere. But yeah, I have also talked with other Gaudiya Vaishnavas and I said, you know what, I came up with this idea. I could do this. I could make a presentation of Saranagati book. No one has done this, right? No, actually, we all do that. We regularly sing Saranagati songs and discuss. So, yeah.
I think, well, I hope that people are inspired through listening to you today to go and find out more about Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and read Saranagati book and sing Bhaktivinoda Thakur's songs and read his poetry. That's what I'm hoping comes from today's podcast. And I am also sure that you and I will be working together more in the future and doing some exciting things in the future. We've had some correspondence about that already. I am very passionate about supporting devotees projects, kind of grassroots community projects, things that devotees are doing off their own back. That's the thing that I'm interested in supporting. In fact, just last week, myself and some others from the Hare Krishna Project team, we went to a special evening in London that was organized to glorify Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And it was a really nice kind of multi-mat evening. Devotees from different Hare Krishna groups got together to sing bhajans in honor of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and it was wonderful. It was just a nice evening of coming together. You know, one of our grandfather gurus, so to speak, and glorifying him.
Yeah. Yeah, I also have this kind of like feeling of like a grandfather.
Yeah.
Like feeling him as a grandfather. And yeah, there are also many songs in Kalyan Kalpataru and in Gita Valley. So there are so much songs to sing. So
I'm also conscious of the time where you are at the moment, and
no
I can see your children walking in and out of the shop. And we've been recording for quite a long time. It's actually one of my longer podcasts. So I think what I'm going to do is finish off, stop the recording, and we can have a very brief debrief after. But it's been fantastic today, Guna, doing this different type of podcast and glorifying Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur to mark and celebrate his appearance day. So a massive thank you to Guna for being our 184th guest.
Thank you, Nathan. I looked up actually what is the meaning of the word Nathan. The one meaning is that he's a gift, and another in Hebrew, and another meaning is that he gives, that he is a giver, that he gives a gift. Yeah, something like that. And then I thought, thank you for giving a microphone to devotees.
Well, the Hare Krishna Project podcast is meant to be providing a voice for the voiceless. That's how we set it up 4 years ago. We want to provide a voice for the voiceless. So very rarely do we interview sannyasis and managers. I mean, sometimes, but we want to speak to this is a Christian word, the laity. We want to speak to the people at the grassroots, the people that make the movement move, if it is still moving. It's people like you, ordinary everyday people that are enthused by Bhakti Yoga.
Mm.
So you've been an idol candidate to be on the
Mm.
podcast.
Yeah, I was also thinking, why did Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote all these beautiful songs? Not just that they are kept in the shelf and covered with the dust. If he wrote the songs, we must sing them. So
Hmm.
you were also giving a microphone to Bhaktivinoda Thakur
Oh,
today.
I hope so. I hope so.
True,
Okay.
maybe.
Yeah. Okay, Guna, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody.
Yes.
Stay on the line. It's like a chat show. Stay on the line. But a big thank you to Guna for being our 184th guest on the Hare Krishna Project podcast. I appreciate her time, giving up her time. I appreciate her commitment. I appreciate her determination. I appreciate her enthusiasm for Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And we need to be more enthusiastic about Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And I hope that this podcast has inspired that. Okay, so until next week, I'll see you all soon. Thank you. Hare Krishna.